Bernie Sanders has been pushing for a $15 an hour minimum wage for a very long time. We're now at like the hot point of that conversation. Unfortunately, probably it's gonna go away soon, but at least right now, while he can, he is trying with a vote earlier today. This is just before we went live to get it added to the bill over the recommendation of the parliamentarian. And let's take a look at some of the actual vote on that procedural motion.
Mr. Cornyn, no. Mr. Manchin, no. Mr. Langford, no. Ms. Hirono, aye.
Hey, we got an aye. There was actually one person who supported it. So most of those were Republicans, but you did see that Joe Manchin voted against it. He did not want the raise to the minimum wage being added. Shocking stuff. The issue was that it wasn't just him. Basically all of the Republicans voted against it. You can see an actual graphic of the final vote. It was 38 to 58. And why not for something that is overwhelmingly supported amongst voters? Couldn't even get to the 40 point. Lindsey Graham tried to stop it from actually happening. He tried to stop the vote from actually happening. But once it started, we got to see not just Joe Manchin vote against it on the Democratic side, but Tester and Shaheen voted no, King voted no, Sinema voted no, Chris Coons voted no, Carper voted no, Maggie Hassan voted no. So many Democrats voted no because screw those people on minimum wage during the worst economic depression combined with the worst public health issues that we've had in recent memory.
I don't buy that those two things need to go together. I don't think they need to go. I don't think logically it follows that raising the minimum wage should be linked to the COVID-19 relief package. I don't think it is very obvious and easy to message on that these things need to go together. But no, I don't. I think it's like, why are you putting the minimum wage in the COVID-19? I think there's an answer to that question. That is, how else am I gonna do it? It's so late, guys. It is so late to have this not quite adjusted for inflation minimum wage level. And it has got to have everyone ripping their hair out that the only way to accomplish this is to put it in the COVID-19 aid package. What is your argument for those things needing to go together, John?
I mean, I think that's a pretty strong one. I would say that it is a form of economic aid and future aid for people who have been and will continue to be economically set back from the experience of the last year. But I would say that even beyond that, if it is literally the only way to do it, I think that that's a pretty strong position with which to mention or with which to message about it. Especially when, as we've said, it is incredibly popular and when it is exactly what has been promised in the last few months, both in the run-up to the general election and the special election.
Right, those things, I mean, it's one of, I would raise it as, listen, Democrats need to be better at politics to get this through. And that's it. And there's two reasons. One is the benefit of the doubt reason, is that they're scared that they'll do something to the economy they can't go back from. It still doesn't make any sense that the minimum wage is $7.25 when even in Joe Manchin's state, it's higher than that in West Virginia. I totally, as I said on the show, like last week, things get so far behind that when you try to do a half measure, you're still doubling what it is right now. So the minimum wage should be way higher than $15. $15 is like well, we're not gonna fully adjust it for inflation based on what it was when we changed it last. We're gonna go halfway. And then you have all these people like Joe Manchin, who TYT Investigates reported has a monetary interest in keeping in multiple, definitely one, but maybe more than that, and maybe 2 or 3 businesses, a monetary interest in not changing the minimum wage as an investor in businesses. The hotel that he owns, he owns a hotel, has a large monetary interest in a hotel, pays people just barely over minimum wage by like 20 cents an hour. And the other thing, the one that he wants to move it to $11, he pays like $11.08. So that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want change for people, for the good of his state or the country. He wants the kind of change that literally won't affect him. And that's what's so frustrating about it. They get to live these lives where not changing things, it benefits them. And even the proposed change, they don't want to make themselves the least bit uncomfortable. And in doing so, they're ignoring how wildly more than uncomfortable people are living in the status quo.
Yeah. Well, in any event, yeah, it's a totally good point that we get so far behind, so radically behind that even sort of trying to bring it up close to what it should be is able to be presented as a radical motion. Yeah, they put us in a terrible position, and Bernie Sanders, he tried to do not necessarily the best way that he could have done this, but he did try to get it put in. And although this wasn't an actual vote on the minimum wage increase, it was a vote on the effort to tie it to, which provides at least a little bit of cover for those who voted no to say, no, I totally still support it, just not in this way. As even Brett pointed out,
even more on Brett.
I don't know why I said that. As Brett pointed out, as Brett so rightly pointed out, and let it be noted that Brett did. If you can't pass it now under reconciliation, how the hell do you think you're gonna pass it outside of it when Joe Manchin neither supports the raise nor supports the means necessary to get it passed? And not just him, as we've been reminded from this segment. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.